So welcome, Jordan.
Thank you for the introduction. Ever since I was young, I had dreams of seeing a rectangular packet with words bound on one end with my name on the cover in bold. I wanted to be an author, but like many people, I thought it was a daunting task. So when I chose to do this research and presentation speech, I wanted to dive deep into the world of publishing, more particularly self publishing. Um, and what I found I want to share with you is a very simple process that I think anyone who can send an email or a text message can do. But also, what I also discovered was enlightening, and I'll share towards the end. So the idea of self-publishing is pretty self-explanatory. When you come up with an idea for a literary work, whether it be fiction or nonfiction, informational, theoretical, the words and the possibilities are endless. You can literally write a book about anything. Um, but to self-publish means to take that literary work yourself and to publish it to the world, to expand your reach to those people who may have similar opinions or different opinions than you. And what I found in my research is the self publishing process can be broken down into three phases, which each have kind of similar steps: planning, preparing, and publishing. So we'll start with the preparing phase. Just like any good idea or any good thing of value, brainstorming has to come into play. We have to get our ideas out of our heads onto paper. And then from the brainstorming phase, we start to get into the outlining phase. And this is where the real magic of publishing comes into play. In the outlining phase, we find that the book itself starts to take shape. And the words and ideas that once were in our head begin to blossom into pages and chapters within our literary reach. Then from the brainstorming phase, we move into the preparing phase. Now, this is a vital step that I think a lot of people may be unsure about. What is the preparing phase, you say? Well, it's the kind of nitty gritty of it, the things that we need to do that we don't want to do. It's kind of reminiscent of when we were in school having to write essays, that there's a structure and there's a format that we have to follow, type spacing and different things like that. But to not belabor the point, we'll move more into kind of some of the ins and outs. So once we have an outline, we have a game plan, we have a roadmap that we can use to then lead us down the pathway to eventually having a book in our hands. And in the preparing phase, we want to consider some things as far as type fonts, the type of audience we want to project to. And we've all been familiar with the phrase, never judge a book by its cover. But unfortunately, in the realm of self-publishing and publishing in general, people do judge books by their cover. So we want to format a proper artwork or a thematic theme to go along with our literary work. So after we move from the preparing phase, we go to the greatest phase, which I found the most discovery of all, which is the publishing phase. Now, from its elusive title, self-publishing could mean that you go to a store, you get print copy, you type up the pages, you cut them, you format them, you bind them, you package them, and you sell them hand to hand to all your audience. But in the words of the viral new sensation Sweet Brown, ain't nobody got time for that. So, in the modern age that we live in, this process has been almost completely streamlined. There are such services as Lulu, CreateSpace, or even Amazon, in which you can take your formatted text, your ideas on pages, and upload them. And with the click of a button, and for about the price of a cup of coffee, you can have your very own published book in your hands. Now, this whole process lasted about a week in total of going through different research avenues such as YouTube, even consulting some self published authors that are here in town. And what I discovered was anyone can be an author. It doesn't matter your expertise, it doesn't matter your walk of life, it isn't doesn't even matter the ideas that you put on paper. The cool thing about it is only in the world of self-publishing can a 16-year-old kid in high school top the bestsellers list over people like Max Lucado and even our former president, Donald Trump. This same world of self-publishing can allow your neighbor next door to have a book on the same shelves as the great Martha Stewart. So, in closing, I want to leave you with a thought. Some point in our lives, we all have been inspired and encouraged by words we've read on a page, whether it be a textbook, a fiction book, or even a nonfiction book or inspirational. And the thought I want to leave with you is this: if someone else's words that you read on a paper inspired your life so well, consider for just a moment what type of moments will you inspire in the lives of other people. Thank you.